Hey guys, this is day 158 of startup. So I've started some free pilots. I'm working with a couple of companies, very small, some medium sized, to learn their use case around cold calling and just move them to a product. So an interesting incident happened with me. So I was working with a customer here who is already exhausted LinkedIn outreach, email outreach, and he really wanted to try cold calling as something that can really boost up his business. And so, yeah, I came up with that, claiming to be that expert who can help him set up the cold calling and use my software, give it for free. So I was working with this customer, and he was very supportive. He built a lot of leads for me, arranged a number for calling and a text now account, and we worked together to create the scripts. And while we were starting to execute, we had an argument over how things should proceed in future. And in that heat of the moment, he said that, hey, it seems like we are not working out together. I need to pull out of this. And it came as a shock to me, but I took it as some kind of a power play because I was working hard with him, trying to give him value, and I didn't appreciate him putting a power hand over it. So told that to him directly that, okay, if you want to pull out, that's fine. He seemed to be a little shocked. I think he did not expect that I would not care about him leaving, because as startups it is so hard to get these early design partners, and so many so much of the story of the startup is dependent on that. For example, if I was still part of Antler, then I would really care about someone going away. And but this time, because I was doing it on my own, all I cared about was the value or the learning that I can get from this experiment, while also giving value to the customer. And I do not really care about how it sounds or how it seems to the outside world. So this customer got a little shocked, and he said, like, kind of hinted that this is a wrong attitude to have in a startup, that you should, even if the customer is abusing you, you should really listen to it and not say anything and just continue. And I said, yeah, I agree to that. And in future, when I'm trying to scale up, maybe I'll do that. I'll just do whatever it takes to keep to get and retain customers. But I'm at this stage where I do not have a lot of bandwidth. I can only work with few customers, and I'm really looking to just learn. Like, it is not like I'm not trying to really earn any money or earn any story. So if you do not find this important, and if you cannot, and the reason why I think you will not find this important is that you're not giving me the respect that is required. And if you cannot really respect the work we are doing here, if it is not important to you, then I will not get that value, because you will not put in the effort. You will not. So I the only point of working on this is if this problem is really important. So, and I try to make him understand that, and I try to explain it in a way that, of course, doesn't trigger his ego, or is not hurtful or disrespectful. And I think he seemed to understand, but he still continued on that okay, fine, I'll take some time to think about this, and it did not go as I was planning, and this and that. I said, sure, if you want time to think, that's fine, but I will be very happy if you come back. All I need is that you come back with that attitude of that this is important to you, and that's why we are doing this. So that conversation ended, and I told my co-founder that, oh, there's a bad news, one less design partner. But we decided, but my co-founder said, like, that he feels that he will come back because we were giving him a lot of value, and this is not a reason to really pull back. And for us, this was easy decision to make, because we are ourselves the users of the product. So as such we do not really need design partners, but of course it is good to have feedback from other people too in this process. That's why we were doing this. Okay, long story short, then after a few days today, he did message me and he seemed to be more open and more interested now. And this was overall, this story is an interesting lesson to me because I know that if I wasn't offering that value that I was, if I wasn't really clear about what pain point I'm solving for him and why I think it's an important big pain point, I don't think I could have stood up to that. And I would probably would have taken a step back on his power play, would have panicked that my design partner is leaving. What will the investors, if I, for example, was in Antler, what will Antler think of it? And due to all these wrong reasons, I would have shown that desperation, and probably I will never be able to achieve the objectives of this pilot. But because I was very clear on what value we are giving, and if only we are giving that value, then only there's a meaning in this whole startup game. So it's fine if people do not see value in what we are doing, then we need to rethink what we are doing instead of trying to get behind them and use flattery to get our objectives. So yeah, so I think this is a good lesson for me to in future focus on the value rather on the flattery. And also by standing up, sometimes it is more clear what value we are giving, and it helps helps build that conviction little by little in what we are doing. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you.